We don't use the term white genocide or genocide at all. As an organization, I represent Saatlanders, which is the world's largest civil defense organization. And our raison d'etre, our purpose, is to protect white people because we're constituted under international laws which make specific provision for ethnic groups. Our role is to protect white people in the event of a forthcoming civil war. So we look entirely towards our own people, but we don't say that we're in a genocide because that word has a very specific meaning. However, it is the case that thousands of farmers have been brutally murdered, and it is the case that tens of thousands of white people, generally not necessarily farmers, have been murdered since the fall of apartheid on the 27th of April, 1994. That's just a fact.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mean to criticize what you're saying, but I want to be as thorough as possible. South Africa is one of the most dangerous places on earth. It's one of the rape and murder capitals of the world. What makes the plight of white people there different than just the general population?
That's a very, very good question, Faith, and it's the first time that somebody's asked me that question since I've been touring the USA now for almost 5 months. It is true that crime and violence is endemic throughout South Africa. It is true that black people kill black people at rates that North Americans simply wouldn't understand. However, it is equally true to say that there's an inordinate rape and murder rate of white people by black people that permits us as a group to say, hey, okay, it's well and good that within your own communities there are these astonishing levels of crime. But we would prefer not to be exposed to those levels of crime, and we would specifically prefer not to be exposed to even higher levels of crime.
Now, as I understand it, the police force in South Africa is not exactly the most trustworthy agency, let's say, that your government officials largely hire private contractors for security. Can you just speak to the governmental and the police response to the plight of white people in South Africa right now?
It's healthy to view it in a broader context. There's been a severe decline of our state since the 27th of April, 1994, when Nelson Mandela and the African National Congress assumed the reins of power in South Africa. Our schooling system has deteriorated to make it unrecognizable by comparison with the past. Our health system is in absolute tatters, and so the list goes on, the administration and what have you. The police are part of that picture. Our police service has deteriorated something just abysmal. And it's reached the point where the police cannot protect the citizens of South Africa from crime. Indeed, the Minister of the Police, the Minister of Safety and Security is the correct title, stated in Parliament in 2007, if white people don't like the rates of crime in South Africa, they should leave. The government is very overtly unwilling to do what it takes to repair the problem. And Dr. Gregory Stanton of Genocide Watch of Washington, D.C., the world's foremost genocide expert, said that what concerns him the most is not just these incredible rates of rape and murder of white people in South Africa, but that it appears as if the government has a hidden hand in it, as if there's some sort of encouragement or tacit tolerance of it, that the government is happy for this thing to be going on.
Hey, that was a clip from my show. To watch the whole show, log on to therebel.media and subscribe.